Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Geeky, which is Monique Samuels and her husband, Chris Samuels, confirming why they chose to leave Love and Marriage DC. As we know, it was already leaked that they were leaving, that they were quitting the show, but it had not been confirmed by the two of them yet. It had just been from, quote, a source. And we had been down that road before. Don't forget, a couple weeks ago, there was the whole thing during BravoCon when Ashley Darby said that Monique Samuels and Chris were separating when People magazine came out with the same exact story. But then all of a sudden, we had Chris and Monique putting a united front, going on her YouTube live saying these are lies, this isn't true, we're filming for the upcoming season 2, we're talking about our therapy journey, blah, 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 blah. But now, surprise, we quit. So let's get into why they say they quit. And let's see if we actually believe them or not. But before we dive in, you know what to do. Sorry, guys. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a geeky is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. So with that, let's dive right on in. So this is from Reality Blurb. Chris and Monique Samuel share why they quit Love and Marriage DC after one season amid split rumors as the Real Housewives of Potomac alums confirm exit. Former Real Housewives of Potomac star Monique Samuels and her husband Chris Samuels are exiting owned Love and Marriage DC ahead of its second season. Monique confirmed the news while appearing on her radio show, which was captured by @Reality Rundown, and she said that the reasoning behind the decision to leave the series was, quote, contract issues. Side note, I'm calling BS, but let's continue. She said that they were planning on returning to the show for the second season, but they turned down the offer because it didn't make sense for her. Monique also said that the divorce rumors surrounding the couple were, quote, convenient, adding that she doesn't know who leaked the rumors. Side note, is she saying that she thinks somebody from maybe Carlos's Kings or Own TV's camp leaked the rumor that her and Chris were divorcing in order to try and get clicks and views and the ratings up because Love and Marriage DC was lackluster? Not gonna lie, I thought the show was flat. It wasn't fun. It was boring. The girls were mean. It wasn't interesting. I liked Winter, and that was right about it. Justice for Chris Samuels. Monique was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So is she trying to now kind of, blame production, blame Carlos King for leaking that? When everybody said that the leak came from Monique's camp. I mean, that's what Ashley said. Ashley said she heard it from Monique that her and Chris were, split up. She was living in one home, he was living in another. But I digress. Let's go. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. The main reason we didn't start filming was because of contract issues. So God works in mysterious ways, Monique explained. Because how convenient was it that this whole divorce narrative was put out there? So yes, it is true. Chris and I will not be returning. So yeah, she's doubling down. She's thinking that somebody from, Carlos's King's camp, because remember, he is the executive producer, leaked the divorce rumors in order to boost the ratings for the show. And this is a played out storyline. Isn't this exactly what they tried to do in the Real Housewives of Potomac? But instead of divorce, it was, cheating allegations and who's the baby's daddy? But let's continue. The offer must have been extremely insulting, as Monique divulged that she and Chris are leaving the world of reality television altogether, stating that the couple is done with reality TV, honestly. I will never put myself in a position to be devalued again. The contract has to make sense to me, the former Real Housewives of Potomac star explained. Rumors first began swirling of the couple leaving the show after OWN dropped not one, but two promos for Love and Marriage DC, and neither one of them featured Monique and Chris. According to sources at TV Deets, Monique and Chris's departure comes on the heels of rumors that the couple is going through a rough patch in their marriage and are separating. During BravoCon 2022, Monique was quick to shut down any rumors of a fallout very quickly. On October 15th, Monique took to her Instagram to deny the claims and flaunt her wedding ring, captioning the video, "No better source than the actual source. Y'all already know how I roll. I give my own damn exclusives." Dun 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 dun. Okay, but let's continue because I have my own theory on who actually leaked the divorce rumors. I have my own theory on that. Let's continue for a little bit and then I'll share my conspiracy theory. Love and Marriage DC chronicled Monique and Chris's reintroduction into the reality world after her ungracious exit from the Real Housewives of Potomac after physically assaulting her former co-star Candace Dillard-Bassard during season 5. Monique surprisingly credited rhop for, quote, saving her marriage. People always say that reality TV tears your marriage down, what people don't realize is that Real Housewives of Potomac in some way saved my marriage, Monique confessed to Entertainment Tonight back in July. Chris and I, before we started filming that show, we were in a really rough place. Are you and Chris always in a rough place? Because if you were in a rough place before you started filming Potomac, which was at this point literally years ago, you know what I'm saying? You started years ago on Potomac, you were in a rough place. On the show, it seemed like you guys had a good marriage, but then all of that cheating stuff and I think some of it was made up, but who knows what was going on. There was all this, that, and the third. You were beefing with your mother-in-law, all of that situation. And then after you leave the show, you say it saved your marriage, but now you guys are going through a rough patch. We saw how tumultuous and unhealthy and toxic at times your marriage was on Love and Marriage DC. You know, during the whole BravoCon debacle and People Magazine saying you guys are splitting up, you went on our YouTube live saying you guys are going through a rough patch. I'm just confused as to when are you guys not going through a rough patch? You did it before, you're rough patching it up before Potomac, during Potomac, after Potomac, before DC, during DC, and after DC. So it might just be time to call it a day. However, I never want to, call in the demise of anybody's marriage or relationship. So that's not what I want. I'm just confused as to when is it good? That's my question. But let's keep going. In believe that Monique and Chris's exit from the show may be making their way for her return to the Real Housewives of Potomac. Evidence has been given to confirm this theory. However, Monique wouldn't be the first housewife to complain she's done with the show, only to return later. So I agree with that theory. I do think that if Monique was given the chance to go back to Potomac, she would take it. Particularly given what's happening now at Potomac with Candace and Ashley and Wendy and Mia. The Green-Eyed Bandits are a hot mess, that whole situation. So I wouldn't be surprised if Monique did come back to Potomac. I also wouldn't be surprised if Andy Cohen wanted Monique back just to give a little dig to Carlos King, since, Andy Cohen and Carlos King are kind of this, unspoken rivalry going on. I wouldn't be surprised. Carlos King loves poaching Bravo talent, so I wouldn't be surprised if Andy wanted to poach some of this talent back. And I do think bringing Monique back to Potomac might save, which I thought was a really great show, but it's kind of sinking a little bit now because it's getting too dark. It's going all the way down to hell. I don't like where it's going with the vibes. So maybe bringing Monique back would be nice, maybe to see what that dynamic would be. I would be happy to have her back personally. If it's going to be the Monique on Potomac, I don't want the version of Monique that was on Love and Marriage DC. I don't know who that was. I loved Monique on Potomac. I know what she did to Candace was wrong. I'm not condoning that. I'm not acting like that didn't happen. I get it. It was wrong. Okay. But I like Monique, and I would love for Monique to come back if she's going to be that version of her. But if she's going to be that version that we saw on Love and Marriage DC, I don't want it. You can stay off of reality TV because that version was whack as hell. It really, really was. But my theory on now I have two theories. Okay. So I think that if Monique does go back to the Real Housewives of Potomac, I think she leaked the divorce rumors and now she's blaming it on production as an excuse to get out of her contract and go back to Bravo. Oh, it's convenient these divorce rumors that I leaked, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, got leaked out there, because Ashley leaked it at BravoCon, and Ashley said that you told her directly, and on your YouTube live, you confirmed what you said to Ashley. So you are the one who leaked it. You're the source. You just didn't let's just call a thing a thing. So you know what I mean? So this is the thing. I think it might be convenient to be like, oh, don't blame Ashley, don't go after her. You guys aren't interpreting what she said correctly. This is what we really meant. Well, mean what you say and say what you mean, okay? I think it's easy to say, oh, it was production, it was Carlos King, they leaked it. That's why we're not ruining the contract. So this gives her an easy out to go back to Potomac. However, I think if she's not going back to Potomac, I think that, sure, maybe she was behind leaking it, but I also think that the other women on the Real Housewives, Love and Marriage DC, I don't think they wanted Monique back. I'm talking about Ashley Silva and Irana, whatever her name is. The other girls on Love and Marriage DC. I think Ashley Silva wanted to be the Ashley Silva show. I think that they thought Monique didn't bring anything. I think they thought that Monique was kind of, stirring the pot in bad ways. Because honestly, Monique's delivery and carrying the bones stirred up a lot of unnecessary drama and conflict, where if she hadn't done a lot of what she did, I think the girls would have been able to be friends, all of the girls, and get together and have fun and make it a kiki and make it an interesting show, unlike the dull, flat, boring show that it was, right? So I think that Ashley Silva and Irana don't want Monique back. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were leaking stuff. At the reunion, DJ Quicksilva said it himself. Everybody calls this the Ashley show. People always telling themselves. So would I put it past the other cast members on Love and Marriage DC wanting Monique out so they can take the spotlight? No, I don't think that they were ever really friends with Monique. I don't think they ever really liked Monique, and I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted her gone. And that would include leaking things to the press. So that's kind of what I feel. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. Who do you think leaked the rumors that Chris and Monique were separating and getting divorced? Do you think it came from Monique, or do you think it came from Carlos King in production? Do you think it came from her cast members, Ashley Silva and Irana, to get her off the show because they want to be in the Queen Bee spot? Or do you think it was maybe a combination of all three, or a combination of some type of this? What do you think? Also, what do you think about the theory that Monique Samuels is now making a way back to go to the Real Housewives of Potomac for the upcoming season to take on the Green-Eyed Bandits? Well, let me know what you think. Put it down below. And do you think that Monique and Chris are headed for divorce? Or do you think, no, they're working on their marriage, they're doing their couples therapy, and everything's going to be okay? Put it down below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. Check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. With that, you guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!